silly moustache here. Some time ago I made a video saying that although I have never before been a fan of, felt the need for, or liked the feel of coated strings, but over the last about 18 months I have been so impressed by the new D Addario XS strings that I now use them on all my flat tops. This is my most used Dreadnought, and these strings have been on since the 9th of April 2024, and today is the 5th of April 2025. So I use these XS strings now on all my flat tops apart from my 12 strings. Why? Now, first of all, I have two 12 strings. This is my 1964 Martin. It's actually a D1220, but it was rebuilt by Martin in 1998, so it looks like a D1235. Has the mahogany back and sides. And my other guitar is one of a similar era, mid-60s, not identified exactly, which is a Harmony H1270, giant of a thing, but ladder braced, so a different feel and tone, and of course the strings are pushing down on the top rather than pulling up. And that's my justification for having the luxury of two 12-string guitars. Now, I tune both of my 12 strings down a whole tone or a whole step, i.e. not from E to E but from D to D. Why do I use that gauge? Well, when I'm performing, I will typically use my 6-string guitar for about 3 or 4 songs. And remember that I'm a singer who plays guitar rather the other way around. And after 3 or 4 string songs with a 6-string guitar, I will tend to pick up a 12-string. And then we're going to get quite a different sound. Etc. Right? And why do I do that? I do it for effect. I do it to change the dynamics of my performance. I find the audience sit up and they got used to my style, my rather gentle style for 3 songs, and then something else happens. Might be a blues, it might be a Puncho and Lefty like that was, or something like that. Okay, so it keeps them fully involved with my performance, and more importantly, it keeps them entertained. My string choice for my 12 strings has long been EJ37s from D Addario on the Martin. Okay, these are 12s to 54s, phosphor bronze. For some reason on the Harmony I prefer bronze ones, 8020s, so I have used Martin M190s, which they define as light. Oh, these ones are called medium top, heavy bottoms, which always makes me laugh. And I do that because I play them down tuned to D, so I get a different feel from the 6th string. Okay, and I find I play rather differently. So I can't get the equivalent of these in XS. A gentleman from D Addario UK saw my video, contacted me and offered to send me 2 sets of custom XS, one in bronze and one in phosphor bronze, which he did, and these are they. Now these have been on for a couple of months now. Not a guitar I use every day, quite frankly. Took it it out the case, and the adjustment to the tuning was so minimal, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more if I remember. And those are the bronze ones, and these are the phosphor bronze ones, which, because I wanted the Martin to have a bit of a setup, well, my friend luthier Dave, and I've got the phosphor bronze ones on for 24 hours. Possible exception of me, no one seems to like changing strings on guitars. Less so on 12-string guitars, and even more less so, if you can say such a thing, apparently I can't, with one with a tailpiece and a floating bridge. So these strings seem to go on forever. I don't understand it. Now, I don't have the fingers that have that acid sweat that kills strings, I'll admit that, but they still go coppery and things like that because of, you know, the relative humidity in the air anyway. But these strings just take whatever you throw at them and they keep on going. I'm confused. So I'm getting out of the habit of changing strings now. Now I want to I did think that I might be causing some concern to talk about the gauges that I use, which are 12 to 12 to 5430 but tuned down to D, and I'll put some more detail in the description below here. But I thought it would be a good idea just to check the tensions of these sets. So D Addario have a new version of their online tension calculator, which is far easier to use than the older one. And so I put in 25-inch scale, it's 24.9 on the Martin, 25 on the Harmony, and I measured these particular gauges of strings, these medium top, heavy bottoms, whatever, and all lights, whichever way you want to look at it, for the phosphor bronze ones. They came up at 250.6 pounds, tuned to D. That's 113.7 kilograms if you think that way. And the tension for the more often used light gauge strings, EJ38s, which are 10 to 47s or something like that, at normal tension, E to E, came out at 241.2 pounds or 109.4 kilograms. So the difference overall in tension on your string is 9.4 pounds, which is actually less than 4%. So these won't be for absolutely every 12-string player, but they will open up your 12 strings, I think, and they'll last longer. You won't have to change the strings on your 12 strings half so much, not half so much, not a third so much, but I'm suggesting that if D Addario actually put these into production and offer them to us, they should maybe say that they're marketing them as 12-string sets for detuned or lower tensions. But what do you think? This is important. First of all, do you have a 12-string guitar? Do you tune it to E, or do you down tune it in some way? If so, how? Would you like to hear a fuller, more bass and middle response from your 12-string while remaining that chiming treble? What other concerns would you have? Would you like to see these strings? Would you like to change 12 strings less? Let me know your thoughts, your comments below. I really think this is important. I'd love to see D Addario put these strings into production. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have been, I got that round the other way. If you have been, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.